My name is Greg Bogosian, and I love everything about New England. Each week, I travel the region searching for adventure. And along the way, I visit the places and the people that make New England extraordinary. This is New England like you've never seen it before. This is New England Traveler.
Well, it's summertime in New England, and that means the weather is perfect for a road trip. So I'm making my way south to the ocean state, Rhode Island.
I am here in Portsmouth, Rhode Island at Rail Explorers to take what I am told is a 6-mile journey along the northern route in what else? A Rail Explorer. And it is a beautiful New England summer day here in Rhode Island. I'm super excited to be down here in Portsmouth. Tell me about the construction of the car that we're on.
So we consider the Rail Explorers to be kind of the state-of-the-art luxury rail bike design. We've got a nice decking to our bikes, which is very useful if you want to bring along a cooler backpack.
I'll tell you, this is quite the workout. I am not in the best cardio shape right now, let me tell you.
Wow, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be, but I gotta tell you, if you make your way to Rail Explorers in Rhode Island, be prepared for a leg day.
Whew, it is a hot one out here today.
It is, but the nice thing about it is we get the breeze from the ocean and we go through little sections of canopy.
And you do operate rain or shine, right?
Correct, we operate rain or shine. We have umbrellas on all of the bikes. We've got ponchos for sale in the depot should anyone come without a raincoat. But as long as there's no thunder and lightning, we are good to roll. It's a multi-generational activity. Like we see people come and it's great-grandparents and their great-grandkids and their children, and it's just really cool to be a part of.
Talk to me about the train tracks that you operate on.
The tracks that we use, actually all but one of our divisions have trains that actively use them, but it's passenger and scenic trains. So you're not gonna catch an Amtrak train flying down the tracks. We have set schedules, so lightly used tracks. We are coming up on our right Green Animals Topiary Garden, which is another place that's part of the Newport Preservation Society.
Rail Explorers is a family business that began operations on July 3rd, 2015 in New York's Adirondacks. Today, you can pedal along across the country in New York, Iowa, Kentucky, and of course, Rhode Island. Here in Rhode Island, Rail Explorers follows the route that was once part of the Old Colony Railroad, a major railroad system covering southeastern Massachusetts and parts of Rhode Island. It operated from 1845 to 1893, running from Boston to points south, such as Plymouth, Newport, and Providence.
This is an amazing ride. I really am having a lot of fun. If you watch my show, you know that I do explore a lot of railroads throughout New England, from the Cape Cod Central Railroad, the Mount Washington Cog Railway, the Conway Scenic Railroad. But this is my first time actually pedaling a human-powered car down a train track, and that's pretty amazing and a lot of fun.
Totally different perspective.
After an amazing hour of pedaling along the ocean, I'm happy that I only booked the one-way trip. Fortunately, there's a bus waiting at the end of the line to take us back to where we started. Now, I only have one thing on my mind: fresh local seafood. So I'm heading to Matunuck Oyster Bar.
We are here in Wakefield, Rhode Island at Matunuck Oyster Bar, and I can't imagine a more perfect backdrop right here on the river. And of course, what do I order? The Little Neck soft shell steamers. These are one of my all-time favorite seafood dishes. Check that out. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful steamer. That's making the New England traveler very happy. I could just sit here for a solid hour and just eat these. 2 traveler thumbs up. Awesome job.
I do think it's time to cool down with a refreshing summer cocktail.
Well, it is summertime in New England, and we're here on the water in Rhode Island. What drink do you think of when you think of summertime in New England? I personally think of lemonade. Here at Matunuck Oyster Bar, they brought me this beautiful, delicious-looking drink called the Farm Fresh Lemonade, which I'm told has vodka, lemonade, and strawberry puree. A little fresh lemon on there, sprig of mint. Looks delicious. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, I really like the mint. I love the taste of mint in a drink. Kind of a mojito guy, and this is almost like a little lemonade strawberry mojito almost, with that mint. Yeah, that's very good.
Matunuck Oyster Bar is not just a restaurant, it's an experience. Amazing, fresh, local seafood, delicious craft cocktails in a waterfront setting, and an oyster farm that visitors can travel to by a short pontoon boat ride right down the river and tour themselves. All these factors, to me, just make the seafood taste that much better.
What is one of the things that you would say makes Narragansett stand out from anybody else who's brewing beer out there? You're laughing, so there's going to be a good answer behind it.
That's my beer. That's my beer. That's my beer. That's my beer. Narragansett, that's my beer. That's my beer. That's my beer. Made right here. Narragansett, that's my beer.
I am here at Narragansett Beer, which is not located in Narragansett. It's actually located in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm going to meet the president of the entire organization, Mark. We're going to taste some beer, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. Let's go. Mark, first, I need to know, you're the president of Narragansett Beer here in Rhode Island. I need to know about your background. What brought you to the beer business?
My two college buddies started Nantucket Nectars. I joined them in '94, so I kind of got into the beverage business, which I loved. Snapple bought Nectars in like 2002, and I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And I came across Narragansett, and it was basically all done, but it was still around a little bit. People just loved the story, and I fell in love with the brand, and I like drinking beer, and Here we are 2 decades later.
In 1890, 6 German immigrants came together with $150,000 to construct this building and start Narragansett Beer. Less than 10 years later, Narragansett was the largest selling beer in New England. Today, Mark is carrying on the tradition of an independently owned brewery that was started more than 130 years ago.
What I love about this place is it's almost like a community hall, right? Where it's people from all walks of life, just really engaging in conversations, having fun, letting loose, and just really relaxing. It almost in that kind of hi neighbor way.
Hi neighbor, have a Gansett. You'll like it.
Hi neighbor, wherever you go, hear what they say.
Tell me about the slogan, Hi Neighbor. I mean, where did that originate?
Jack Haley created that in the 50s. Legend is that he would come home and literally pull into the driveway and say, hi neighbor, and then it became, hi neighbor, have a Gansett.
Narragansett beer is a New England icon and a staple of the state of Rhode Island. My own family has a direct and personal tie to the state. In the early 1900s, my great-grandparents, Hagup and Teres Kalustian, owned Narragansett Boulevard Market, a small grocery store located right in Providence, not too far from where this brewery stands today. Now, I'm told that the store sold beer, and I can't help but think they carried Narragansett.
What's your favorite part of being the president of such an iconic New England brand, Narragansett?
The best part is probably waking up every day and just knowing that you're not really working. It's a labor of love, it's fun. What I love about Narragansett is just the generations of stories and the stories that are still being created today.
Obviously, your story is amazing. I love the fact that you've come here and really, recreated this brand and brought it to the forefront in New England. Thank you very much for inviting me and my crew down to explore Narragansett and tell your story. I'm happy to share it.
Now that I've learned about the brewery's history, it's time to learn how this beer is made.
I'm here with Tony Barber, Production and Operations Manager at Narragansett Brewery. Tony has kindly agreed to show me around the brewery. Tony?
Greg, thanks for coming in. We're gonna start over here at the brew house.
All right, right on.
This is our 3-vessel, 20-barrel brew house from Craft Kettle. This is the first vessel that all the product goes into where the grain and the water meet. After it's in here, we send it over to this guy where we are keeping all the grain in there and then taking all the wort, which is what beer is before you add yeast to it, and being able to separate that so that we can then transfer it over to our kettle.
So this is really where the whole process of brewing at Narragansett starts.
Absolutely.
No matter what the flavor, no matter what the type of beer.
Everything comes through here.
So this here is the fermentation stage. That's kind of where all the magic happens, when the fermentation and the flavor kind of come together, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is where everything goes in, sits, rests, does what it needs to do. So the lager goes into either of these vessels, which are finishing vessels. So the product's finished fermenting, we've brought it down to a cold temperature so that anything that's suspended in solution has precipitated out. and then we put it over to here where we're going to carbonate it, and then we package off of these tanks.
So you either keg it or can it from here.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate and respect the science that goes into making a quality beer, and to be honest, I have never been able to make a good tasting batch myself. I'll leave the brewing to the experts like Tony, and I'll focus my energy on the tasting.
Hey, Papa Bear, someone drank my Narragansett lager beer with that famous straight-from-the-barrel taste in bottle, can, or on tap. Say, Papa Bear, someone drank my light but not too light Gansett.
Say, Mama Bear, somebody drank my Gansett.
Yeah, man, and I ate your porridge, too.
Yuck, Goldilocks, porridge and beer.
Seriously, that's just...
Don't drink that in the sun.
If I... No.
Holy
Oh my God, yeah.
You'll be napping all day.
I'm already feeling...
Although Rhode Island is the smallest state in the nation, it was actually the first colony in America to declare independence on May 4, 1776, a full 2 months before the United States Declaration of Independence. It was a group of Rhode Islanders who attacked the British warship HMS Gaspee in 1772 as one of the first acts of war leading to the American Revolution. Today I'm continuing my tour of Rhode Island back in Providence at Narragansett Brewery, and I'm meeting up with brewmaster Lee Lord to taste some of what makes this brewery a New England icon.
Lee, tell me a little bit about you and how you got into the brewing business.
I went to art school and decided that wasn't for me. So I applied to nursing school and I got waitlisted. And during that time, I started home brewing with my buddies, developing a love for beer, visiting breweries, things like that. And one day while I was waitlisted for nursing school, I walked into a brewery and asked if I could help, and they threw me a mop and told me to start helping.
Really?
So, yeah. It's great to be able to get the freedom here at Narragansett to pay homage to classic European styles, but then to play with all this new technology that's available to us because it's advancing every day.
The craft beer industry is now one of the most technologically advanced industries in the world. Breweries today rely on modern-day technology to stay ahead of the curve in a trend-driven business like craft beer. Time to see how all that technology makes the beer taste.
So today I have for us the Bohemian Pilsner. It goes down easy any season, and this is brewed with European malted barley and then Czech hops.
It's a great, refreshing summertime drink.
And then we have our flagship IPA, the Music Express, which is a New England IPA, clocking in at about 6.5%.
Because I really do enjoy the taste of the hops.
Next, we have Local Commotion, which is a one-off here in the tap room. It's brewed with locally grown Cascade hops from Gloucester, Rhode Island, and locally malted barley from Stone Path Malt.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, and the fourth one on the flight.
We have a English Dark Mild that's sort of our summer dark beer offering that clocks in at 3.9%. So it's nice, easy drinking, but you still get hit with that beautiful English maltiness.
I like that one a lot.
And then lastly, we have Matilda, which is an Enno beer.
Enno beer is a wine-beer hybrid. German Pilsner and wheat malt create a delicate base beer that is rested in Chardonnay wine barrels for conditioning. The addition of Merlot grapes then brings out a bright wine complexity that makes this drink a unique New England summer sipper.
There's a little bit of grape in there. You can definitely taste the fact that this is partly wine.
Yeah. And at 7%, it goes down a little too easy sometimes.
7%. So it is more like alcohol content-wise, it is a little bit more like a wine.
Yeah.
I love diving into the different beers at Narragansett with brewmaster Lee Lord. My favorite brew was surprisingly the unique Enno beer. Now it's time to head to dinner. Since I already checked the seafood box on this trip at Matunuck Oyster Bar, tonight I'm going in a different direction.
I'm here at Chop House Grill in Wakefield, Rhode Island. It is a beautiful New England summer day, so I have to order a beautiful New England summer drink. I'm starting with the Poncho's Punch, which I'm told is a tequila-based drink with a jalapeno simple syrup. I absolutely love a little spice in my drink, especially in the summertime. So let's get right to it. Now that spice does it. Little bit of tequila, little bit of jalapeno simple syrup, kicks it. Just little kick. Just enough to give it that extra flavor. The punch. When you come to Rhode Island, it's obviously seafood, but we're here at Chop House Grill. I wanted to try something a little bit different. Their menu has a slight Mexican flair to it, like the beef empanada that's in front of me here. I'm gonna try to dig right into this This is a beautiful, lightly fried empanada with the cheese sauce to dip it into. It's a great little finger food. Crispy on the outside, the beef on the inside, and of course you have the delicious cheese sauce. Oh yeah, I'm all about this.
So Chop House Grill did not disappoint. Great food and cocktails in a warm pub atmosphere. I'll definitely be coming back.
We are currently in the Providence River. That's the name of this water we're floating in. We're going to head north into downtown for a tour through the city, and then we'll come back down here towards the harbor behind me for a little bit before we come back up to our dock.
So far on this road trip through the Ocean State, I'm learning that Rhode Island may be small in geography, but it is packed with history. I'm continuing that history lesson at my next stop, right on the water in Providence.
I'm here with Captain Tom again at the Providence River Boat Company. Tom, thanks so much for inviting me.
Anytime, glad to have you aboard.
Absolutely, I can't wait to do this. This is the Providence River Boat Tour. Tell me about what I'm going to experience today.
So we're going to jump on the boat and we're going to take a ride up into downtown and then all the way back to the harbor. And we're going to see a little bit of everything. We're going to see some historic buildings. We're going to see some modern buildings. We're going to talk about a little bit of the history of how the city was founded and dedicated. And we're going to talk about some of the weather events we've had here and what has happened because of that, some of the construction and the unique pieces of infrastructure we have here in the city. So it's a little bit of everything. City, how it started, and city, how it exists today.
I'm really looking forward to this because I love history. And, you know, to be honest, full disclosure, I have not been to Providence since I was a little kid. So I'm excited for this. Yeah.
It's a beautiful city. We're happy to have you here.
Weather in New England, always questionable, but today we hit a home run. So let's go take a boat ride.
Sounds great. Let's go.
All right.
Hey, my name is Tom, and you're currently on board with the Providence River Boat Company. The first thing we're talking about today is this little gray bridge right in front of us with the flags on it. This is called the Crawford Street Bridge, and it's the second structure to bear that name to exist over the river here in the city. So we're now in the heart of the Providence River Walk, or Providence River Park, which is the actual name of all this, although I've never heard anyone besides myself call it that. A lot of folks locally mistakenly refer to the whole park as Water Place Park. You hear that name a lot in the city. Water Place Park is just the northern end of this. The southern end over here to our right is called Memorial Park. It is so named for the large war memorial in the middle. That granite column with the figure of peace on top is the war memorial. That first went up in Providence in 1929.
Providence is the capital of Rhode Island and the most populated city in the state. It lies at the head of Narragansett Bay on the Providence River. Providence was founded in 1636 by preacher Roger Williams, who was forced to flee Massachusetts because of religious persecution. Williams purchased land from the Narragansett peoples and started a new settlement promising religious and political freedom. He named his new home Providence, in thanks to God for protecting him during his exile from the Bay State. The city of Providence played an important role in the American Revolution with its own Tea Party, at which tea was burned in protest against taxation.
Tom, we just got back from our riverboat tour, and I gotta pay you a compliment, man. Your knowledge of the city and the history is incredible. What's your background?
I've been on boats my entire life, since I was a little kid. My grandfather introduced me to boating when I was small, and I've been on the water ever since, through a number of different career changes, but I've been doing this about 20 years now. And the city's full of history, and I've always just been a fan of history and a student of history. I don't have a degree in history. I went to URI for civil engineering and never really used that, but the city is full of history. Providence is only 6 years younger than Boston. There's lots here to see and lots to know about.
Tom's tour is great because you get on the boat and you stop the boat, you point it in a direction, you tell the audience where to look, and you talk about what they're looking at, and it's a great experience.
I want people to understand what I'm referencing and why it's something I want them to see, and I don't want them to have to like do this and what was he talking about, so we try to keep the boat oriented to what we're talking about and moving along when we can. There's places where we can't, but for the most part, we try to keep it interactive in that way.
What is your favorite part about running this boat tour operation?
My favorite part of driving the boat is interacting with people who have almost no expectation when they come here. Providence is sometimes an afterthought for folks coming from Boston or on the way to New York or on their way back or out to the Cape. Oh, we're gonna stop here for a day. What do we have? And when you show them something that they didn't expect to see and you see them light up and get interested in that, that's really great for me.
Captain Tom McGinn really brings history to life with his interactive and entertaining Providence Riverboat Tour. And throughout the year, they offer several specialty cruises: a Twilight River Cruise, a 4th of July fireworks boat ride,
and even a haunted boat ride in the fall. Lots of reasons to keep coming back.
We just got back from the Providence River Boat Tour, and I gotta say, there's this really, really cute little gift shop. There's a coffee shop, ice cream, awesome gift shop. Yeah, little is not the word. About to go get ship-faced. Christmas ornaments with shells with the 401 area code in there. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Postcard notes. One of the things I really like about traveling is that you get to explore these little gift shops and, you know, pick up a little something for the refrigerator, a little magnet or something to put in your house that reminds you of your trip. I know if you're a tourist in a town, obviously you're doing that, but when I'm filming all over New England, anywhere in the country, I do love to do that. And of course, when you come to the Providence River Boat Company, getting ready for the tour, go over here and ask one of the people like Juliet to get you a cup of coffee, maybe an ice cream, walk across the street, wait under the gazebo. Captain Tom will be right with you. This road trip is coming to an end.
In this episode, I traveled south to the ocean state of Rhode Island. I started off in Portsmouth at Rail Explorers, where I got a workout pedaling a rail car on a scenic and historic trip on Rhode Island train tracks. The food here was amazing. First, I had some fresh local seafood at Matunuck Oyster Bar, and later got to sample some delicious empanadas at Chop House Grill. I learned all about the history and tasted some new beers, including an Eno beer at Narragansett Brewery. And I wrapped up my Rhode Island history lesson in Providence with Captain Tom McGinn at Providence River Boat Company. I hope you enjoyed this Rhode Island road trip. I'm Greg Bogosian. I'll see you next time on New England Traveler.